everyone, and welcome back to the Madden 25 franchise. Last episode, we went over the entire playoff recap. Obviously, our Saints did not make it, and we watched the entire from Wild Card to Super Bowl, where the Bills beat the Eagles 20-10. If you want to watch that in full, episode 19 is in the playlist I link at the beginning of every episode. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Today, we're going through the entire offseason, from the re-signing to the free agent period, draft, and we'll do one preseason game. But let's start with just how this season unfolded. We went 7-9-1 in the regular season, missed the playoffs by one game. It was just kind of disappointing. It started kind of rock bottom. We lost to the Panthers on a last-second touchdown. You see, the defense was the worst in the NFL. We got swept by the Buccaneers, which really is what killed our season, culminating in the 51-21 loss against Tampa Bay to send us home and send Tampa to the playoffs. The tie to the Rams really hurt us. You know, the offense really sputtered at the end there. Obviously, you see decent amount of points, over 20 in each of these last four games, but just really struggled overall. I mean, the Commanders game, it was a blowout for a lot of it. Fourth quarter comeback. Green Bay, kind of just a garbage time touchdown by Rattler. Vegas was closer, but still a loss. And Tampa Bay was just domination. So it was really tough, and we got a lot to work on. And I think it does start with the quarterback, and we'll get into that discussion in a moment. But we did, get to the end of the season. Again, the Bills beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And I will start with just going to staff week and starting there. So we do have a new mock draft. As you see, the cap is in a bad spot. Well, we have to figure that out. And I can already see we do have a retirement, a big one. Cameron Jordan is gone. But let's take a look at the recap. We'll look at awards by starting again. Bills over the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP was Josh Allen. NFL MVP was Josh Allen. We saw it. Patrick Mahomes had 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. I guess they gave it to Allen. Coach of the Year was Nick Sirianni. Lost in the Super Bowl. Offensive Player of the Year was Josh Allen. Defensive Player of the Year was Demario Davis, which is kind of crazy. Not gonna lie, that's insane. Rookie of the Year was Caleb Williams on offense. Kedron Cooper on defense. Well, that's actually insane. I guess not a totally dead season. I wasn't ready for that. Okay, I'll be honest. Let's take a look at the mock draft real quick. We've done scouting throughout the season. And we are picking, we are picking, where does it tell us? I guess it's just in here. We'll find our pick. We are slated at 14, and we are slated to take Vince Morris, defensive end run stopper. Obviously, Carolina gets the number 1 overall pick. Bill's the last pick. So we're going to have to see how we shakes out. I do have some scouting. I have some notes written down for it. But let's take a look at some of the retirements. If you want to look at them, be sure to pause the video. Some notable ones. Stephon Gilmore, Cordell Patterson. We lost Taysom Hill and Cameron Jordan. David Andrews, Andy Dalton, and McManus, Justin Houston, Kevin Zeitler, Morgan Moses, Chandler Jones, Trent Williams. Ryan Tannehill was on the Dolphins. Zach Martin is a big one. Joe Flacco, Matt Prater, Levante David is gone. Obviously, Mercedes Lewis, the oldest player in the NFL, retired. He was the oldest player in the NFL when he played the Patriots in the conference championship in 2017. Linval Joseph done. Jerry Hughes. A lot of players gone. Michael Thomas, the safety Michael Thomas, not the receiver. Although I'm not shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if the wide receiver Michael Thomas is gone. Julio Jones was technically a free agent. Jimmy Graham was a free agent. Marquise Goodwin was. Randall Cobb was. Yeah, so if you want to, again, see these retirements, just pause the video. Let's take a look at the media availability, and I do have some upgrades to do. Let's take a look at those. Also as well afterwards. And let's see. Talk about the next few months and plan for the offseason. Get better. It's the first one. We have to win the draft. We have no cap space. We probably won't be able to make any moves, really. So it's going to be up to the draft. What does that mean? Let's see. You probably have to draft a sleeper. I feel like that's gonna be easier. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do on that. We'll see at training camp. It'd be kind of tough if the media kind of gives us crap for a late draft pick in camp before they even play. That kind of just makes sense. These are honestly, I'm just gonna auto upgrade these guys. These are practice squad guys. Kind of just appeared during the season. I didn't put them there. So yeah, let's go ahead to the staff moves. I don't think we really need to do a whole lot. I think we do have some of our stuff. Our guys are good. I don't know unless they fired our OC. I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Let's take a look at staff points. I don't do these throughout the year. I probably should, but at the same time I don't. Let's recruitment trades. I don't know. Is there one for scouting or for drafting? For talents, player personnel. Talents cost less. Probably did that. Coordinator talents. We do want to get to here, so I'll probably work on this line to get to these focus players. And we do have to go through both of these. So yeah, we'll get our 3 players. We don't have to reset talent tree. I probably want to work on the offensive line, and I think that's all our points. So there we go. Benjamin Turner probably not the most sought after defensive coordinator right now we the 32nd ranked pass defense and scoring defense. We do have a message. Cameron Jordan is retired. No message for Taysom Hill. That's kind of tough. All right, we do have some 16 players to negotiate. I don't do this during the season. I do want a little bit of a challenge. We don't have any cap space, which is the tough spot. They're saying Olave this is the 5th-year option. We do accept that. We're going to accept the 5th year for Olave. Adebo, Shaheed, I kind of do want to get, although he's not really interested. Forrest, not really. Johnson, probably. 5th year on Penning. With Ramczyk coming back. Probably not going to be him. Willie Gay, he's not interested. Probably not. Peyton Turner. Get these guys at the end here. We're going to have to just let go with our cap situation. I got to figure out how we're going to find some space. I would love Chase Young, but he's not going to want it. So we got to figure out cap. Let's take a look at our salaries. And we can see who we can push down the road. We are the Saints after all. Can we restructure Lattimore? Let's free up one. It's gonna. Yeah, we gotta restructure. We are the New Orleans Saints. We gotta restructure. Push some cap down the road. I believe that puts us already up over their space. Yeah, we are positive again. We're about 2 mil. My controller. Eric McCoy. He is a cornerstone on this team, so we will push that can down the road. All of a sudden, we got some breathing room. Not a whole lot. Let's see who we can also push. We can't really with Olave. Young is gone. We can't with Matthew. Davis. Again, he's a cornerstone, but he's 36. I don't know how much. Actually, we can't because he's only 1 year left. Ramczyk. Do we push that to 2026? He's also a cornerstone, but he's also 31. We can't with the rookies, obviously. Kamara, we can't. Shaheed, we're trying to resign. Granderson has 3 years left. He's 28. Is he a cornerstone? I don't think so. Cesar Ruiz, do we push? I think we should. He's 26. He's probably I don't know if a cornerstone is perfect, but he's a guy we're keeping around the whole duration, so I probably have to push him. So we're doing a bunch of restructure. structuring to figure out this cap situation. Carr, we don't want to. It's a $60 million cap hit next year. Just a yikes. Kendrick Miller, no. Howden, no. Not Groupie. Groupie we can get out of next year. T. Perry, no. Moreau, no. Peyton Turner, obviously not. Yeah, I think okay, 23 is probably our limit to cap space. So already really in a tough spot. We'll see if we can get Young. We're going to have 13 mil. It's going to be tough. It's, again, they're not going to like that. He's not going to want this contract. Yeah, we're not going to be able to afford Young. So he's going to hit the market. Shaheed I want. I don't know if we can afford him. If he can come on a team-friendly deal, he's not necessarily interested. Like a 3-year, slightly undervalued contract. Let's see if he takes this. Yeah, he's not going to come back. Dark Forest, that's going to be too much money. That's way too much for Juwan Johnson. We can replace that. Again, these guys, I don't know what we can. I don't know like who we can really just afford. Like Johnson, we could technically afford, but he's not interested. Dark Forest, if he was interested in like a tiny contract, like again, like a one year kind of like prove it deal, he's not. So now we're not franchising tagging anybody. I would love to get Young, but that's too much money. So I don't know. So yeah, I think we can't really afford anybody. I'll get Adam Prentice back just because it's a fullback, and those are practically free. We'll give him a 2-year deal, just over the minimum. Yeah, he's back. Any of these like low end guys that would probably want to come back anyway. Yeah, I don't know. We can't really afford anybody. This is why we got to nail the draft. We really can't afford to make that big splash. We're gonna have to deal with it, and let's head to the free agency. So with that, let's head to the first stage of free agency. I'm assuming we're not going to be too active in it. I mean, again, we don't have really much cap space available. It's going to be mostly draft. We have 13 mil, and again, Chase Young, we can't really afford, and he's not really interested. I think we really got to go by who's interested in us and see like the good players that are interested in us. We have Jimmy Ward, Derek Noddy, Richie James. Really got to look at like what we're going to be looking for. I think it's good we take a look at the state of our lineup as it stands. First stage of free agency. Carr, Prentice, Kamara, Olave, Wilson, A.T. Perry, currently the third receiver. Foster Moreau, currently the first tight end with really nothing after, so we probably want a tight end. Although, I mean, Foster Moreau, 6 years, maybe a chance we give him a shot. Ryan Ramczyk is going to be healthy. He's still not right now, but he is going to be the left tackle. Penning's there. We do need a left guard for sure. We could probably try to get one. Offensive line, I mean, I think is in a good spot. I don't think Penning can shift inside. I don't think he would in real life, so I won't do that. So we're going to need a second receiver, left guard on offense, maybe a tight end if it's cheap. Defense is where it gets interesting. We kind of just need everything. Pass rush, really. The defensive line, we lost Young and Jordan, so we're going to need that. I think the secondary is good. I think where it stands right now with Lattimore, Taylor, McKinstry, I think that's a really good secondary. McKinstry's a superstar. Lattimore's still that X factor. I'm sorry, my controller keeps disconnecting. Howden, Matthew. I think that's a good secondary. I think it's the front seven we need to care about. I think we need to get a guy on the defensive line and get a premier guy in the draft. Yeah, and then the special teams is kind of set. Haybolt and Groupie, though I don't really like either of them. We're going to be stuck with them. I'm not going to cut a kicker. And McKinstry is still the returner. We probably do need an actual returner. Shaheed was that guy. He's gone now. So let's start. Let's take a look at who we can sign. We'll start with just receiver, and I kind of want a speed threat like Shaheed, but again, is he out of the price range? I mean, if we get Shaheed back, right, it's going to be kind of impossible to sign anyone else. I mean, $3 million, not really a whole lot. And I kind of do want the splash play to be towards defense. Yeah, we're currently not at Super Bowl, so we don't really have a lot of interest. But Cole Hartman, as a speed threat returner, he's interested in the team. That's a very rich contract for probably not really a good receiver. Again, looking by interest, Richie James is interested in us. That's $5 million for a 75 overall at 29 years old. Let's see. Let's sort by interest. Sterling Shepard. Again, he's not really fat. I do kind of want a birder. Marquez Stevenson is, I don't know, maybe. Velus Jones Jr. is old. Diami Brown is young. Maybe it's Diami Brown. Good speed. They say he's a scheme fit. Decent enough route running. He's only 25. Maybe that's the guy. We'll keep our finger on him. And with Hardman, he's 27. He's asking for 7. Diamy's 25. He's asking for sub 5. Nearly 4.5. I think we make an offer to him. That's a good, decent. And we're currently the only, let's go down to Diamy. We're the only team interested, so we're currently in the hunt. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good start. Bo Melton, kind of around that range of probably, he's young. He's a little older. He's a little slower. Route running is about the same. He costs a little more. We don't have any mentors, and we only have the warm weather state going for us. Let's take a look at some guards. Obviously, jumping off is Evan Brown being interested in us. Yeah, that's $5 million a year. I think we should look at pass rush first. I'll take a look at right guard. Brandon Sheriff's not interested. That is out of our price range. 2. Trey Turner. Stormberg, Moody. Yeah, well, let's take a look at pass rusher. Chase Young, again, not really in our range. Dante Fowler. Again, he'd probably be the last move we'd be able to make. He's also normal development, 31 years old. He's kind of he's a stopgap. We'll call it like it is. Maybe we'll take a look at inside. Daquan Jones is $11 million at 33. It's kind of insane. Nadi wants us. BJ Hill does. But these are out of our price range. Tyre Tart. Not really interested. Let's take a look at interest again. Dietrich Wise would be a good, 1 year. Oh, Daniel Wise. I thought that was Dietrich. Never mind. I just looked at Wise. Again, Nadi. Zach Carter, Federian Mathis, kind of in our price range, but not really that good. Slayton. I mean, we're bargain shopping right now. We really don't have the money for impact players. That's kind of just how it's going to be. Draymond Jones interested, but again, out of our price range. Peyton Turner, interested. He could come back. He's very interested in us, and he's only 26. He has room to grow. All these guys that are semi-interested are bad, so I think we go. No one's interested in him at the moment. Like a 2-year deal. Drop down the bonus a tiny bit. We'll see. He kind of interested. We got 4 bars. I think we're good on that. So there's our pass rusher and probably our guard. Again, I think Evan Brown, if he was willing to take less money, this would be really cutting it close. There's no way he would like it. Yeah, that's kind of just... That's really underselling him. Yeah, if we're in the hunt with San Francisco, we can only really afford team friendly. It'd be like a 2-year deal where we don't pay him much. And this would be our last move. Yeah, it's showing us above him, but yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to, I think realistically, we have to go to next week. I'm not going to do the eval period. I think we're just going to do this. I think we're going to go as it stands and just move on to next week. These are going to be our 3 players. Yeah, we're going to have to build through the draft. That's about all we can do, honestly. So let's go to stage 2. All right, let's see. We do, again, the retirements. We don't need to worry about that. Mock draft 5. Let's see who we are slated to pick at number 14. Again, Carolina is deciding QB, which is interesting. Didn't mention that really. Again, Gordon Drummond. Well, I guess so. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to double check what I've written down. I don't know who I'm going for yet. Let's take a look at free agents. I'm assuming one of my guys already did. Or two. We got two signings. We got Diami Brown and Peyton Turner here. Evan Brown, we are probably out on. So he is going to go to San Francisco, barring a miracle. I think we withdraw from him. Yeah, we'll withdraw from him and look at guards. Because we really, I don't know if we can move anybody inside. So we're looking around this kind of price range. We could bring Lucas Patrick back. Let's see, around a 4.8 mil a year is kind of what we can afford. So Royce Newman's kind of, Aaron Banks is kind of the high end of what we can get. He's not interested. Nobody's really offering him. I think we have to go a 3-year kind of, or a 2-year kind of dump down the money a tad. Not really interested in the team. This is our last move if we can get it. Again, we won't do any evals. We'll go straight into the next week. And depending on what we do, we'll just go straight to the draft, and we'll go over some of the bigger names. Let's see if we got the guy. No, it's currently our only offer. I saw Chase Young is there, so we'll just go to the recap, and we'll look at some of the big changes. So free agency recap. My signings, we did end up getting Banks. He took that deal. We have about $1 million left over. These are our 3 guys, and that's about pushing it. So, Diami Brown to kind of replace the returner / deep threat role of Rashid Shaheed. Peyton Turner, just kind of a defensive line reinforcement. And Aaron Banks as a body at left guard for a couple years if we draft anyone. These are all 2-year deals. Again, we really didn't have anything. Let's take a look at who signed. Chase Young went to Arizona, 3-year big contract. Amari Cooper to Vegas, back to Vegas. How about that? Or I guess first time to Vegas, back to the Raiders. Simmons to San Francisco. Ryan Kelly to Minnesota. Khalil Mack, how about that, to Tennessee. Paulson Adebo, again, this was out of our price range, so we couldn't afford that. Paulson Adebo goes to Washington. Bakhtiari also to Washington. Jalen Ward to Dallas. Hopkins goes back to Tennessee on a 2-year big contract. Sheriff, I mean, this is that's kind of funny. The Lions. Jack Thompson, interdivision, Tampa Bay. Jerome Baker to Vegas. Bulls to New England. Wagner to Indy. He's still playing. Jaheed goes to Vegas. That's funny. Stevens to Vegas. Diggs. I mean, Vegas is really active in free agency. Quandre Diggs to Indy. Hilton to Indy. Marquise Bell to Denver. Elijah Moore to Vikings. BJ Hill to Chicago. And some of the other guys. If you want to look, pause the video. These are the top 100 as we speed through them. As you can see, yeah, Corey Clement. He's still in the league. He goes to Buffalo. So with a recap, let's head to the 2024 draft. And usually I do show the full first round. I'm just going to show our picks. Yeah, if you enjoy this, again, if you're enjoying this, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. How I usually do the draft, I don't use a custom draft class. I always just use the auto-generated because I don't like knowing the players. So let's get right into the draft. And let's start right now.
Every career starts as a dream, a belief that someday you'll join the greats and line up next to them on the same field, in the same league. That dream required incredible sacrifice just to even make it to this point. For the coaches and teams of this league, they dream of the right player that changes everything for their franchise. Tonight, those dreams collide. Welcome to Madden's NFL Draft.
The big feature of this year was the draft presentation. Just want to make sure one thing here before we start is I do have the clock off. Panthers do have the #1 overall pick. I don't know where it is. Trade deadline, salary cap. Again, these are all on. Injury, storyline, draft timer is off. We will show the number 1 overall pick of the Carolina Panthers, and then we'll go to our pick. Let's one pick. And here it is. Underwhelming. There's no audio. There he is, the number 1 overall pick. I saw it was Adam Hoskins, the quarterback. He was selected there, and Bryce Young's day in Carolina seemingly over. Yes, we'll go to our pick. We are 14th. I'll see you there. So we're at our first pick, the 14th overall pick, and I was looking around, and I decided that we needed to go defensive line, try to get some impact with the pass rush. And, you know, despite the age, he is 23. I was looking at Vince Morris, who has some good traits here. You see the A, block shedding, and D, finesse moves. Obviously not great. C, power moves, but great tackling, great impact blocks, which is good for this. The scouting report looks like, again, player does big hits, has a spin for a counter move, good discipline, which we do need. We do need good discipline. The combine stats aren't that great, but elite strength. I think this is going to be our first player. Vince Morris at the 14th pick, and this animation for the 13th time I've seen it, the 14th time. Yeah, we needed some beef inside, so it's Morris, and we have our first selection. And that is, hopefully turns into a good one. And it says it's a B-, 24 true value. We drafted him at 14. Again, this is, first round talent, probably later, but we needed a guy inside. And you see, good on one-on-one blocks, does not get pushed around, good play football IQ. So that is our first draft choice in team history, and we'll check back at our next pick. All right, we're back, and I was in between two players. I was looking at right guard. Obviously, we have a left guard we're looking for, so I just move him over, obviously, if we draft him. Or my middle linebacker. I was in between Owen Gaffney, who's a 21-year-old. It would be a little bit of a reach for this point in the draft, at least where they are showing he's ranked. He looks good with his skills, at least good enough. He does have a penalty problem, he did say, but good, great strength, good speed, solid jumping, cod agility, solid acceleration. It's either him, or if we go to right guard, it would be Clarence Morris, who is closer to closer in the rankings, and he has the good discipline trait. They're both 21 years old. His traits are also really good. I'm kind of in between, which one I would want to get. I'm leaning towards Morris, but I think that's what we're going to go. The strength's a little down. He does have great agility, change of direction, more of an agile type, but I think we are going to go Morris. They're both 21 with hopefully good development. Let's draft them. Let's see what happens. And again, they're doing this. Let's see. I'm excited. Let's see. Obviously, the long animation. Well, this time with Dennis Allen. And yep. Is that home? So no hug with him. And I'm just saying he was ranked 17th. We got him at 46, and it's a B-. I don't know. Highly intelligent, doesn't panic, firm base, hidden development. So this offensive line has a lot of good traits, and I'll catch you when we get to the third round. All right, we're back, and again, we're in the third round now. I have two choices here at linebacker. I wanted to get one behind Demario Davis. We have Bernie Gilmore, who's 22. He's saying around 3 to 4. I think he's more of a pass coverage guy. I like the athleticism, although the strength's kind of low. Then you have Tim June here, again, 22, more of a day 3. He's kind of plummeted, but even with the worst athleticism, I've kind of liked some of the traits there. With motor, he will strip the ball, good discipline. I think I'm leaning towards Gilmore. You know, again, good discipline, strips the ball, savvy defender with the ball in the air. He's more, the archetype is more towards coverage. The awareness is A, which kind of means he's probably going to be inflated overall-wise. I think I'm leaning Gilmore, and I think that's what we're going to choose here in the third round. We will skip the animation this time, and he is about where we selected him, 80th in true talent. We drafted him at 78. Quick enough to stay with most tight ends and running backs, wrap up and drag down tackler, and good angles in pursuit. That's what you'll love to see. And he's also hidden developments. So the 22-year-old from went to Georgia is now on the team, and we'll head to the fourth. All right, we're at round 5 and kind of just looking for guys that are kind of higher upside, I guess, or not even that, just kind of guys to fill out the roster. And we do need guys that can play the defensive line. So we're going with Mitch Wilcox. The athleticism isn't that good. Just absurd strength, but I like some of the traits here. The scouting report looks good. So let's do it, and we'll skip that, obviously. And maybe not the best pick. Ugh. So, yeah, we'll have to go to the next round. All right, we're now in round 6, and obviously our options are just kind of limited at this point. I kind of wanted to go for another dart throw at receiver. I was in between two, Jason Rodriguez and Amfredy Burrell. Kind of similar athleticism. Rodriguez is a year older. The agility is better for Burrell, and the shuttle time is a lot better, best of any receiver. I'm thinking Burrell, they both have drop issues. You know, the good discipline, great yards after the catch, so he'll break tackles. He'll climb the ladder and make tough catches, which is interesting since he has an F in catching traffic. Simple concentration drops. I kind of both have that issue. I think I'm going with Burrell just with a 20-yard shuttle, and the 3-cone drill, like the agility looks really good. I think that's going to be our pick. It kind of just is. It's just kind of dart throws at this point, so we're going to try it. Let's see what we get. And 6 rounds, no one listens to Goodell. It's a C pick. 81 in true talent. 174. I don't know how that's a C. Faster on tape. Average hands at best. And struggles with contested catches. And we all saw it. Normal developments. Good speed. Or good agility and acceleration. The speed's not that good. Strength is just non-existent. But just keep moving on. I don't remember if we have a 7th round pick. It doesn't say next pick for us. We have no next picks. So we'll head to the recap after this. All right, so we're at the end of the draft. Mr. Irrelevant. We won't be able to see who it is until the end there. Actually, we see it here. It's Jake Flaherty is the last pick of the draft. And we'll take a look at the recap. All 7 rounds, we had all our picks. And let's take a look at how we did. This is contract details. I think, pretty well. We have 4 of our 5 picks are 70 plus. So only one is Wilcox, that isn't. We got a couple defensive linemen. We got the guard, hopefully of the future, a receiver, and a linebacker. Feel pretty good about it. This feels like a really good draft. Let's take around the NFL. Again, first overall pick, Adam Hoskins. I'm assuming the best player overall, 80 overall for the Panthers. 21 years old. He will be the guy we see twice a year now with him replacing Bryce Young. He is the best player. Gabriel Lane, the corner, is the second best at 79. Tony Francois, I guess, 78. Running back, Dalvin Gray for the Bills at the last pick of the first. Ben Raymond is quarterback for the Giants. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think we didn't crack the top 10 overall in total, but really didn't have a chance. We picked 14th, so yeah, pretty good about our draft. I feel like this is really good. All right, so I think we did well. I think we're ready, or at least we'll look at the roster real quick, fully set up. I'm going to do an auto or whatever it's called, auto resub, generate best lineup. Technically, RAM check, we have to wait until next game or next week to fully do it, but we're pretty much all set to go. Actually, we'll just wait. We'll go to the next game, and then we'll go to the preseason. Then we'll look at the schedule, and we'll play one preseason game when we come back. All right, so I have the depth chart all set for the moment. It's kind of just being annoying right now with at least the lineup, but I do have it set. This is how we stand as a team going into year 2 with the offensive line, all-star plus, depending on what Morris is. The tight end's going to be a problem. Receiver, I do like Olave. Diami Brown steps in. Burrell will get some time. Kamara. Well, it's going to be a QB competition. We're going to play the full first half, and whoever plays better with the starters between Carr and Rattler gets the starting job. Again, this offensive line, we get Ryan Ramczyk back. Trevor Penning is going to the bench. This is the defense. Gilmore is a hidden development. He'll work into some playing time. Warner Ward. We'll give like a drive. We'll give the first quarter to the defense. They'll play. The backups will play the second quarter like normal. The defensive line kind of an issue, but you kind of expected that. I didn't really change that. We will play the first preseason game against the Bengals, but we do have some scenarios. Let's do those. And obviously, hey everybody. Last few months, I think we got better. Obviously, we didn't find, I think, the sleeper by their definition. Yeah, I don't know, but we did get like a 70 plus in that late round. We got the wide receiver, though, at the sleeper. So, yeah, I feel like it's clear cut. Only had, 5 picks? All right. Come on. Do we know? Can I just say the name? Yeah, wide receiver. I mean, kind of just wide receiver 1. I mean, what do you mean? Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. I don't think there was a player over 75 in those rounds. All right, so originally I decided I wanted to do this gameplay in this video, but it got too long, and this was a quarterback competition, but it didn't really get that interesting. The gameplay wasn't good. I didn't really have much to say throughout, so if you want to see it, it's linked in the description. It's an unlisted video, and you could see how the quarterback competition unfolded, or how I came to my decision. So I apologize, there's not really any gameplay actually in the video, but I felt like it would have dragged on too long. So let's get on to after the preseason game. All right, so we get through the game, we end up losing, and I think after that, I think we have a decision. It's going to be Derek Carr. Rattler was not. It was a lot worse. We're not going to do these storylines because they're kind of just pointless. We'll be honest. Let's get to cut down day. All right, so we're at the bye week of preseason. We went 0-3. Not that that matters. We do have upgrades. We do have to cut 10 players though. We'll do the upgrades first, and then we'll do our cuts, and then we'll look at the schedule, and then we'll move on to the next episode. All right, Jalen Simpson. Get a +2 to hybrid. The 67 overall. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay, whatever. All right, Matthew is going to become an 89. He gets a +1 to hybrid. And Morrell's already... Morrell, I can tell, already in a great spot for this season. Oh, boy. After last year, it could be tough. Olave to an 88. He's got bad morale. I don't like where this I don't like the vibes of preseason when morale is already low. The guys are getting lowered. Up to an 87 for Demario Davis. Oh my God. I mean, look at this. That's bad. Kool-Aid to an 84. I would argue was robbed of Rookie of the Year. I get it. Demario Davis won Player of the Year, so didn't want to double up. Fuaya. 83. He's down on morale. Everyone's down on morale. Oh, my God. I'll do Brees and Carr and then call it there. Actually, no. It's still, no. We'll still do everybody until, like, the backups. Brees up to a 77. If you want to see them in detail, just pause it. Carr, 75. Morris, we'll get one, and I think that's it for really the starters. I don't care about the punter. Yeah, it's just Clarence Morris. We'll do that, and then that's it. And the upgrade for ability, so that it means he's superstar guaranteed, which rules. And the rest can just get auto upgrade. Now let's cut down 10 players. Looks like Bobby Wagner got cut by the Colts. So the long snapper. No, we won't do that. Rodney Williams. Goodbye. Bump Cooper Jr. Can go to the practice squad. JT Gray, we will keep for the. We'll cut. That's decent amount of cap space. DeMarquise Gates. Trey Swilling. Verone McKinley III. Neil Farrell. Tyon Davis. Mason Tipton will go to the practice squad. Jordan Mims to the practice squad. And that's all 10 we need. So that's the 10. And now we'll just go to the schedule. And we'll wrap up. So our schedule for the 2025 season goes like this. We begin week 1 at Arizona. It's a 3-game road trip to begin the season. Then we go at Tampa Bay the same way our season ended last year. Then at Buffalo, the defending Super Bowl champs. Then our home opener in week 4 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Back on the road. We were on the road for 5 of our first 6 games. We were at LA, the game we tied last year. Then at Dallas, our upset went there last year, week 2. Week 7, we're back home to New Orleans. And the bye in week 8, earlier bye, but so you take it. Week 9, host San Francisco. The rest of our games, a lot of games at home. Versus Detroit, one of the best teams in the NFC. Versus Atlanta, we swept them last year. At Carolina, they swept us. At the Jets. Versus Tampa Bay. Versus Carolina. At Atlanta. Then the final 2 games at home. Versus Miami and versus Seattle. That's our 2025 season as we try to do better than last year at 7-9-1. So with that, week 1 NFL action kicks off with Thursday Night Football. The defending Super Bowl champs Buffalo Bills host the Baltimore Ravens in a rematch of the AFC Championship game. For the rest of the Sunday games, the Packers go to Cincy to play the Bengals. The Texans play the Chiefs. Colts play the Jets. Jags play the Titans. Giants, the Commanders. The Dolphins play the Patriots. Falcons play the Panthers. Vikings play the Lions. We play the Cardinals. The Chargers play the Bears. Bucks at Seattle. Raiders play the Broncos. And on Sunday night, the Cowboys play the Eagles. And on Monday night, we have a doubleheader. The Steelers play the Browns. And the Niners play the Rams. I hope you enjoyed the off-season recap episode of the Madden 25 franchise. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time for week 1 when we face the Arizona Cardinals.